We are here. Eventually, you will see our faces. There we go. We are here. Happy Wednesday.
We
Happy,
made
happy
it
Wednesday.
halfway
We
through.
made it. We made it to another hump day. We are here, despite the fact that the weather in Toronto just still wants to hold us down. We are here and we are going to make you laugh. At least we're going to try because the weather is garbage. And here
Ah,
we are. But I digress. I'm like not even complete. Look at this. My shirt's all falling off. I got this stuff. Okay, everybody who's listening on the radio, hang in, tune in. It's going to be a ride. If you're watching us live, please make sure you comment on this foolishness that you're about to consume. But before we go into
mm.
that, if you are new here, we're going to go ahead and introduce ourselves.
Yes, hello everyone. Welcome to Not Your Typical Girl Talk, where we try to make sense out of foolishness on these deep, dark internets. Thanks for joining us tonight. My name is Garcia. Welcome to the show. You're going to meet the rest of the Not Your Typical Girl Talk crew in a second. We just want to thank Radio Regent. Thanks to Radio Regent, you can check our show out on Saturdays, 7 p.m. Eastern Time, and that's the internet radio. So be sure to check us out. There are weekly show Saturday, 7 p.m. Eastern Time. Be sure to check us out right here live every Wednesday at 7:30 p.m. Eastern Time. The show is also on Instagram and YouTube. So be sure to check us out. Subscribe to our YouTube channel. Follow us on Instagram. Very easy to do. And
All
of
of that.
course, don't forget that we love you for commenting and for engaging with us. We do this live. So throw us off a bit. Give us a comment that makes us go, what the? Toshiba, sister girl.
Hey
How are
everybody,
you?
I'm great. I'm great, Garcia. I'm just Sheba. They call me Sheba. I'm the final member of this amazing crew, and we have a heck of a show for you. If you've
Mm,
never been here before, we are trying to make sense of the foolishness that we find on the internet, not the internet. The internet is where you find useful information
true.
for those of us who want to do so. The internet is where you find ghetto ass trash. And that's where we go and we have to wrap like honestly our brain cells
Mhm.
they haven't abandoned
Yeah.
us because we had to wade through some of this foolishness. But I got you. We are here and we're going to get into it. So tonight we've got two video segments and we have got seven technically ones that I'm going to be reading. One is a bonus one and oh my lord. But before I get into any of the written ones, I have to play this video. I'm going to say, ladies and gentlemen, I had to edit this video down for this show, and it made me really, really angry. So, viewer discretion is advised. But in a segment I'm calling WTF Poland, here
Okay.
we go.
Son no juice and crime allowances. Finish a nigga with some kind of fix, but now I'm counting this. I'm showing my accountant list if I can down in this. You say, way my boo tastes like Kool-Aid for the analyst.
I holding out back, and motherfucker, I got 5 on the 20 track. It's like that, that's a matter of fact. Cause I never hesitate, I put a nigga on his back.
I just call to say I love you.
And right and to make all your Christmases be right.
Now tell me, now tell me, now tell me, now you know.
You can't forget your past. So dry your tears, I said.
Now don't be crazy. Now don't be crazy. Now don't be crazy. Wow, so blue.
Auntie Garcia, can you tell the people on the radio what we just witnessed?
Yeah, so the songs you just heard, those are all very popular songs. So you know who the artists are who sing the majority of those songs. They're sung by Black artists. Most of them are American. So Black African American artists hit songs. But the problem here is that now it's not even a problem that it's white people that are singing it. Although for the hip hop, it is a problem because we're saying some words there that they should not be uttering. However, all of them were in blackface, dressed up as the artists that they're singing of. So they were basically making fun. To me, it's a mocking when you dress up as someone to that point. And not only are you singing horribly, but this is a show. Like this was
It's
a
a show.
whole
Yes,
show.
it is a show in Poland on television where these Polish artists dress
Who are
up
white.
as black artists, who, yeah,
Right.
to be clear, who are white, who
Right.
dress up as black artists to perform and sing their songs, even do their dances.
Yeah, and it just reminds me that's exactly what blackface was in,
That's just what blackface is.
that is what blackface is. Like making a mockery of Black people. And that's exactly what they're doing. Here's the thing, and this is why a lot of Black people, there is a divide, right? Because Black people, Poland doesn't have the understanding, and a lot of European countries don't. They don't have the understanding of what racism really is.
But they know right and wrong.
They do. They do, but they don't
And there's
care.
no
Like,
way.
they
Exactly. They don't give two shits.
Yeah, remember, everyone remember when Kim Kardashian brought baby North onto a plane and someone told her to shut her Black baby up? And everyone just sat there like it was totally okay. As in where if that person did that and they were on a flight from Toronto to New York, someone would have been like, what did you just say? Like over there, it doesn't register that that's evil or that's bad, that's insultive, that's offensive. And this is why a lot of Black people have problems with getting up and leaving their country to go to other countries, because sometimes other countries don't understand the struggle, especially, during Black History Month. And hey, there's Black History Month in Europe too. It's in October, y'all.
And they do know better. They just think that this is something that they should do for entertainment.
Okay. Yeah, because
so they think this is entertainment. Let's entertain our audience by dressing up like those ninjas.
Right.
That he said in the song.
Right, because we had Snoop Dogg, and this man is definitely white, and he was saying he said more of the N-word than I say in a year. Like,
because you just heard me say ninja. We on this show, we do not say that word. We say ninja.
Yeah, there are other words to use, and that is one that we do not use. And again, because here's the thing, if it was meant to be a tribute or something for us to look at and say, wow, they would have showed up with their white selves on the stage.
Thank you.
And said, I love Rihanna, so I'm going to sing this Rihanna song. I love Stevie Wonder, so I'm going to go up there and sing his song as a white guy. Why couldn't you do that? Why did you have to do the whole let's cosplay and make fun?
We're done.
Sorry, y'all. I mean, there was nothing there that was funny, but we just gotta.
We're done. Yeah. Like that was pure foolishness to another level. Yes, I don't think we have done a lot of segments on this show, but that one in particular, I'm telling you, and the clip was longer. I edited out about a minute. So imagine as I'm editing the clip down to break, like there was more. But I digress. We're gonna move on. Because this is a part of the show where we read stories that people, well, actually questions that people submit asking aunties for advice. And we're going to see, because we don't have all the aunties here today, we might skip our new session called Lessons from Your Aunties. um, until one of our other aunties come back. But we definitely have a lot that we need to cover. So in our first six brown chicks section that I call tracker, here we go. We dated for a year. I felt he was entertaining another beep, so I made a copy of his apartment key and put a tracker on his car. He found the tracker a few weeks ago and broke up with me. I still have my apartment key though, and my kitty cat still belongs to him. So logically, his peen still belongs to me, right? Question mark. Right! Exclamation mark. I was tired of playing games with him, so I dressed up and let myself into his apartment. He was with a fat beep serving her my eggplant. Like what? Question mark. I pulled him by his locks and pounced on him. Then they both pushed me into the hallway and threw my purse and keys behind me. I left before the cops arrived, but I don't understand. What kind of game is he playing? Why throw my purse into the hallway with my keys, but he didn't take his house key away from me? Question mark. I'm going back. I'll wear my boots next time in case I have to stomp a fat hole out. But I want him to invite me over. I'm tired of making the first move. How do I make him step up and treat me like the party I am? Question mark. Advice: get medication. Cause girl, what?
Okay, so I'm pretty sure he broke up with her
It
when
was in the first. He found the tracker a
he
few
found
weeks
the
ago and broke
tracker
up with
and
me.
broke up with you. So when someone breaks up with you, you no longer own anything of theirs and they own nothing of yours. Like you are no longer a couple. If you made a copy of his apartment key, it was time for you to either give it back to him or toss it in the lake or something. Like it was done.
And just to be
And
clear, she said
then,
she made a copy. He didn't give her and say, honey, oh my
no, he
God, I
did not.
love having you here. So here's the key so you can come anytime. She went to this man's house, took his key, made a copy, and then
Right.
put it back like nothing happened.
Right. She's not okay. Like she, as you know, our ancestor would say, she not righted. She definitely but I find, I don't know, delusion seems to be really high. And I don't know if it happened after COVID. I
It's
don't know.
COVID turned everybody crazy,
It's,
and then these young kids, and
it
I don't know
makes
what.
no
I
sense.
don't know what it is.
You
I don't
said
know.
it's not even like he's not playing games with you, sis. He told you exactly. You're tracking me, which is weird and creepy. So I'm taking my key from you. Okay, cool. I don't want to see you anymore.
And she said, I'm tired of making the first move. How do I make him step up and treat me like the priority I am?
And
You need
then,
medication.
sis, you went into his apartment, and what was he doing? He was with a new chick. So if he's with a new chick, he ain't thinking about you. That should have been an indication to, you know what? Let me just turn my backside around, go back in Mikyar and go buy some, I don't know, Canadian, like, I don't know, some,
Girls, buy some medication. Okay,
yeah,
because
like drive to Canada and beg us to give you some cheap medication because
this
I
is
don't,
this doesn't make sense. Ladies, okay. Again, lessons from aunties are is postponed until next week, but we are gonna give you some advice.
yeah.
When a man says he doesn't want you, listen to him.
Yeah, he doesn't want you.
That's it. That's all the advice for that one.
Yeah.
He said it.
And right. And if you feel a way about it, what you do is say, all right, fine. And you turn around and you do a sassy walk out of the room and go find somebody else.
And seek therapy.
Yeah.
And then
Like,
maybe get
yeah,
some
become a better
medication.
woman. That is the revenge. The revenge is becoming a better woman. But in this situation, she made herself actually look worse, which is hilarious.
Anyway, so we move on. Because it gets better or worse. I don't know which one.
Of course.
I don't know which one. So, in the next segment that I'm calling Stranger Things, here we go. I lost my job and moved back in with my parents while I found work to get back on my feet. This was a blow to my ego as an adult male, but I also knew that my presence was a burden on my parents as well. So I made a point to make repairs, do chores, and pay the small bills, cable and light bill, with my limited funds. I met a woman and I invited her to spend time with me at my parents' house. This woman is my person. She's funny, fine, fit, and mentally stable. She didn't trip when I explained that I had to move back home. So we're having a quiet date night in the basement, clothed, eating pizza, and watching Stranger Things 5. When my mother comes downstairs and yells, "Don't bring no more hoes in my house, Jason. I don't want no more effing in my house." And my mom threw a pitcher of ice cold water on us. My date said, "Let's go." I thought we were going to her house, but she pulled up to a motel and let me out. She said, "I'm not one of your hoes," and she drove off. I didn't have any money for the motel, so I walked 3 miles back home. I'm not speaking to my mom, and my date isn't speaking to me. I'm so confused by that night, and I don't know what to do next. Advice? I actually kind of feel sorry for him. That what?
So
Does he actually have hoes? Or is his mother just a
yeah,
hater?
that's what I'm saying. I'm like, wait a minute. This story, there's a whole other story that's missing because he's admitting that his ego is shot. He knows that it's not a great thing for an adult male to not have his own place as a grown man. So he's at home, he's helping with bills, he's helping with chores, repairs, which sounds great. I'm sure any parent with
Correct.
adult kids wishes, if you're going to stay here, can you at least contribute to the household? He seems to be doing that. He brings home a girl. Now, I could have seen if the girl was being disrespectful
Correct.
in the house and acting like a fool, but they found, the basement is usually a very secluded place in a house, right?
Correct.
And I believe that's where he's living in the house. That's probably his apartment, the basement. So it's his place. It's very secluded. Why? Why is mom making a point of going downstairs
Downstairs.
to go yell at him?
Especially when she sees there was no noises. They're according to him, they're fully clothed, having
Right,
pizza, watching
right,
Stranger Thing.
right.
This an
Which is the most
innocent date
wholesome
night.
thing. It's the most wholesome thing you can do. Watch Stranger Things and eat pizza.
Fully clothed.
Yeah, like
So
what?
I'm trying to understand the ice cold water being thrown on them. Like that is she maybe she's in is she in she might be in the crux of menopause and lost her
Yeah,
mind because I
something
don't.
must be going on
Was she mad at his
because
daddy, so she decided to take it out on him and this woman? Like this is there's a lot of
and
missing here. Like
and for some reason when you were reading it, I imagined that the woman had been to the house before. I for some reason I felt, oh, wasn't she? But didn't she come to the house before that first night of watching Stranger Things and eating pizza?
which again, sweet date. I love to have a good pizza night.
Yeah, you know
Okay,
what? I feel bad for him because
I feel
indeed he's trying to get his life in order, but it's hard to do it when your parents don't even support you in anything. And it sounds like his parents aren't very supportive.
now what I would have liked would have been her giving him the time to have an explanation. It's like because I feel what's missing for us is the explanation of why his mother would act like that.
Right,
Is it that he was dating other women before, but now he said he's met his person? So
right,
unless he's bringing out multiple women, like, and was
right,
bringing her, then that's different. But if he cut off all the other women, which can happen, and
right.
he's met this woman who he says is his
This is
person,
my
now he's trying to
person.
pursue stuff with her. Yeah, there's a whole sir. Get a job and move out of your mother's house immediately, and
Yeah.
hope you can have an opportunity to speak to this young lady, assuming that you were not out there hoeing. and have a real conversation with her and hope she takes
Yeah.
you back.
And
She
you know
sounds
what,
amazing.
too? Yeah, and you know what, too? As we know, sometimes with Black parents, sometimes they over exaggerate. You brought home two guys in 1 year, and they're like, "Oh, she's out here hoeing," and it's like, no.
Your crotch is hot. Okay,
Right.
all of a sudden we have hot crotches.
I introduced you to two gentlemen, one in February and one in October. Like, you know what I mean? It's like,
And now you have hot crotches. And your
yeah,
crotches upon the
exactly.
people on the street. Okay,
Exactly.
so
So I don't think this guy is out here hoeing. I think his mother is over exaggerating.
we
Because the
believe in
cold
you,
water
sir,
thing
but
is like,
that's a lot. That's a lot. As
it's a
if
lot,
she's rebuking them in the name of Jesus.
right? I could see if she even came down and she's like, "Oh, hey, so what are you two up to?" And was nosy and maybe asking the girl questions like, "Oh, so when, where, and when did you meet my son?" Like, that would have been
Correct.
more natural. I would have been like, "Okay, that's just a mother being, mothers and their sons." But you threw ice cold water on both
Ice
of them.
cold water. That is a lot. And I understand why the girl may not want to talk to him again. Forget just the fact that she thinks there's hoes. I'm not marrying into this crazy family. Your mother is
No,
a nut job.
right? That's not going to be my mother-in-law. Tell you that.
We digress. We move on. There
Mhm.
is more. As usual, before we get into our mix show break. Okay. Oh my God. Here we go. In a segment I'm calling Wannabe, here we go. My 19-year-old daughter, a failed rapper, a wannabe influencer, an unlicensed, untalented kitchen hairstylist who fights her own clients because they refuse to pay her for BS hairstyles, wrote a self-published tell-all book about my new husband. She wrote that I chose him over her and did exclamation mark, and that she slept with him in my bed to get revenge. He says it's fiction, but there's some paragraphs like how she describes his private parts and strokes that are too close to the truth for me. Who to believe? Question mark. My husband, who is a good man, or my no good evil daughter who's out to embarrass me any chance she gets. If I'm honest, I think something happened between them and I'm sick to my stomach about it. But if I leave him, she wins. How? Jesus Christ.
Her daughter's 19.
Hmm.
Well, this is quite the situation. I'm trying to think it through. Who do you believe? Here's the thing. There are two sides to it, right? Okay, yeah, your daughter it looks like she's looking for the easiest way to make money. You know, people that say, I'm going to be a rapper. Okay, that didn't work.
Correct.
Okay, I'm going to be an influencer. Okay, that didn't work. Okay, I'm going to do hair. Even though I'm not certified, I didn't go to school for it, but I'm going to do hair now in the kitchen and make money. That's not really working. Okay, so now I'm going to write a book. And it's going to be a tell-all about my stepfather who I am sleeping with behind my mother's back. However, and I mean, if she has a feeling in her gut,
That part.
it's probably true because ladies, some auntie wisdom, women's intuition is wild. It's wild. When you think, nah, there's no way. I feel it. You start to gaslight yourself saying, nah, there's no way though. And when it checks out, it is. Because women's intuition, it's one of the gifts that we've been given. And to me, hearing that, I feel he did mess with his stepdaughter. Now, should she stay with him? No. Lose. Be the loser in this situation. Who wants to stay with a man that slept with their...
Here's the thing. Whether he did or he didn't, you don't trust him, so your marriage is going to fail. Let's just start
Right.
there. Whether he did or did, the fact that you're even saying to the people of God out here that I think that
Right.
he did, you don't trust him. And
Right.
so there is nothing to do at this point than release this man. And if he didn't, then he'll go off and meet a woman, hopefully, who has maybe a better relationship with her child, or he can create his own family and doesn't have to deal with this shit. And if he did, then you've released a man who would literally betray you in the worst possible way. As the mother of a daughter, I could not imagine having a new husband who is looking at my daughter in that way. It doesn't matter if my daughter stood in front of him naked. That man should, that is his stepdaughter, and he should not. So I think either way, she's either releasing him so he can find somebody better, or she's releasing him so she can be better and find somebody better and maybe have a better relationship with her daughter. But this whole thing is a mess. And they need to have Ilyana fix their life.
Yeah, I feel that you hear these stories all the time of parents and kids will say, well, they chose their new husband over me. They wouldn't believe me when I said my uncle did this to me.
Mm-hmm.
And do you really want to be in a situation where your daughter basically wrote it out, like she spent time to write out this encounter?
Facts.
For fun?
Facts. Girl, she went as a self-published author myself. There are steps that you need to take to self-publish a book.
There's a lot of effort that goes into that.
There's a lot of effort that goes into them, everybody. I have 13 of them on the market, and that is a lot of work. I'm writing another one right now, and it is a lot of work to do that. So the fact that her daughter went through all of that trouble, there is just a lot going on. And again, if I was in this situation, even if I was the man, at this point, sir, just get up and leave. Because he's damned if he does, damned if he didn't. Okay? If he did, he's a piece of crap. If he didn't, your wife doesn't believe you and your stepdaughter is evil. So here we go.
Right. And that it's just a broken family at this point, because at Christmas time, what's the daughter going to do? Go hang out with her mom and the dad? Like, that's not going to happen. That relationship's over.
It's done.
You have a daughter, and you have a young daughter, and could you imagine your life like just never speaking to your daughter again?
No.
Because you decided to stay with this one dude who you don't actually trust anyway?
That part. And you don't trust your daughter. You don't trust either one of them.
Right.
So the only other option before we move off this, the only other option is to set some type of video recording device up in the house and get proof. That is if she says, you know what, I may have a feeling, but I want to have concrete proof. Put these things in the house, put it in your bedroom, put it in her bedroom, put it in the bathroom, put it in the freaking garage, put it wherever you think that they may, and monitor it. It's going to be awful, but monitoring it. And then if you get either, because she could probably hear her daughter talking to one of her best friends saying, oh, I just lied in this book because I wanted to get this and, F my mom and their relationship up. Or she could actually see with her own eyes that they're having a full-blown affair. So girl, ain't got nothing. That's actually, I do have something. That's what I got. So we move on. We're going to take a little mid-show break. We're going to reset the room because, believe it or not, we actually have more to go. Garcia.
Yes, can you believe it? So much foolishness in this world, but we're here to make sense of it and get through it together. Thank you so much for chilling with us here at Not Your Typical Girl Talk, where we try to make sense of the foolishness on these deep, dark internets. We want to thank Radio Regent. Thank you, Radio Regent. Because of Radio Regent, you can check out our weekly show Saturdays, 7 p.m. Eastern Time, every weekend. So check us out. And then, of course, we are recording this show live right here on YouTube. So go ahead, subscribe to our YouTube channel, follow us on Instagram, because this show is also being streamed on Instagram. So check us out on Insta as well. Go ahead, follow, subscribe to all of our socials. And let's move on with the show, shall we?
Yes, we shall. And this segment is actually going to make you laugh because the other one certainly made us want to cry. So in the video segment of this part of the show, I bring to you RSVP. Here we go.
Now, as you all know, Babe and I are getting married next month on Valentine's Day. Everybody that has RSVP'd is now receiving notifications. Imagine my surprise that I'm getting call and text message about our website. Now, my friend Lakeisha is upset because she noticed at the bottom in big bold letters, no kitten heels allowed. It is because she is a repeat offender. She is an accomplished woman, a teacher, a nurse, and she has the nerve to always show up to events in kitten heels. I cannot go through with it on my wedding day. These are the type of things that I have to deal with. I just don't want to do it on my wedding day. So we will have security. And there will be people at the door checking your shoes. Okay? If you can't put on a cute flat or a wedge, you cannot come in there in the Stephanie Judith Tanner 11. You just cannot. There's no way in the world that she thinks that she's going to be allowed in these 17th century little Sally Walker shoes.
That last pair of shoes was ugly.
But that's the thing with these kitten heels. Have you ever seen a cute pair of kitten heels that you said, yep, I want to buy these?
No. Listen, you know what? As a fashion lover, fashion person, I agree. Put on a nice flat. There's so many nice flats, especially if it's the summertime and you can do a cute sandal that's all bejeweled and you get your toes done and you look real cute. Like, why are we wearing kitten heels? It doesn't make you that much taller. It doesn't help you to look longer.
It's like she used to say in her other videos, they're like 1.02 centimeters from the ground. Like, it is, the kitten heels are doing nothing. Get a wedge, get a flat. Done. If you don't want to wear stilettos, we get it. But there are other options that are not kitten heels. And if the woman said no kitten heels allowed at her wedding, just like mine will probably say no young children, no babies. If you have your baby, I'm not letting you in. I said what I said. You had months to prepare.
Yeah, I remember back in the day, my parents, it was fully accepted, when we were kids. My parents would go to weddings and be like, yeah, you're going to the sitter because no kids are allowed. And it was never drama. It was like, yeah, we don't want anyone under the age of 18 at our wedding. And in a way, I get it because kids are very impatient and can't take a day of a wedding, So
the woman said no kitten heels.
Yeah, it's her day.
It's her day. Just let her have her thing and be prepared with a pair of flats or wedge if she catches you with kitten heels at a wedding. Right. The end. And I thought that was hilarious because that what she called them, the Judith Tanners.
It's hilarious. And yes, this creator, this is her thing. Probably one of her most viral pieces is on the kitten heel, and she just shows some of the ugliest shoes you've ever seen in your life. And many people.
And if you've never watched the show Full House, that's where the reference of the Tanners come from. That is how my brain had to go back.
Way back.
Because that's where the Tanners of way back. This is like a show from the 80s, 90s. So yes, but I love it because we're about to get into foolishness.
Here we
go. Okay. So in a segment I'm calling Perth. I didn't even finish reading this. I just started it and I said, most of these I don't finish reading. I just get the title because I want to have a genuine reaction with my girls here. But here we go. Perth. I, a black woman, married an Australian man. He's a club DJ. Things were great up until recently. His family decided that things are getting rough in the US and it's time to move back home to Perth, Australia. They've made the connection with the relatives. They have group chats and planning committees, but no one has included me in the conversations on plans. The other non-Black spouses are included, but not me. I waited for my husband to fill me in on the plans and to give him a little hint, I asked, should I look for work in Perth? ? Him. Why would you need to do that? ? Me. I don't want to freeload off you. I want to earn my own money. Him. I thought you understood that me going home meant I would be leaving without you. Why would I bring you to Australia? Question mark. Me. I'm your wife. Him. Black American wife is beneficial. Having a Black American wife in Australia is a burden. Can we pause? Okay. I could bathe a hippo with the amount of tears I cried. He didn't console me. Fast forward 3 months, and the cousin who was collecting money for the trip ran off with bag and didn't buy the airline tickets. Also, the family in Australia apparently misunderstood. They thought the relatives were coming to visit, but they said, "We don't have permanent housing for you, and there ain't no jobs." My husband has unpacked his suitcase and has been real lovey-dovey with me, and he's talking about
Oh,
starting a family. I won't sleep with him. My friends say I should forgive him. I'm thinking I need to dissolve this marriage and move on. Thoughts? What kind of fucking friends do you have? I'm sorry. Forget. The man said to you, in America, having a Black American wife is beneficial. In Perth,
yeah.
it's a burden.
No, this is a classic case of fetishism. He likes the idea, he likes the look of having a Black woman on his arm. In America, in North America, it looks cool. But in Australia, it's a negative. So he was ready to get up and leave her
Leave. Leave.
because he thought he was going back to Australia. And then now he's learned he ain't going nowhere because his family's ridiculous.
And
So
what
now
kind of
he's
idiot, sorry to cut you, Car, what kind of idiot has one person collecting money for the trip?
yeah, that sounds dumb. I've never heard of such like not even when you're going on a vacation with your good friend or is there one person collecting money? Like what is this? 1985? Like we don't need to do that.
You can
People
have a
buy
joint bank account. You
yeah,
can
but
have
there's
just your own money
yeah,
to
and
go. Here's
everyone just
my,
plan, okay, here is the flight we're all going to take. So everyone go today and book their flight, take a seat on
and
the
you
plane.
talk about how much money you guys are going to put in for this resident. And then the family in Australia said, "We don't have no room for you. We thought you were coming to visit."
Right.
Girl, your friends are trash.
It's
Dissolve the
such a
marriage
stupid
and move on
story.
with your life.
And they all decided, hey, America sucks. So let's all just get up and leave as soon as possible.
And I get it. I
I
get it.
do. However, if
I
you
get
really
it.
wanted to leave, one person
You'd
wouldn't be
figure it out.
collecting the money. And you would have been like, it doesn't matter if our family doesn't have a place for us to stay. We're going to go and figure it out. We're going to go online because we have the internet now. And you can go on and find places, take visual tours, do the whole thing. Get your family to go tour apartments for you.
Well, the family apparently doesn't like them. They said there are no jobs and we have no room at the inn.
Right.
That's what they
So,
said. They
yeah.
said
So,
there are no jobs.
listen, girl, go find yourself another man.
It's
This man
over.
doesn't love you. He thinks you're a fashion accessory. You're a coach bag to him.
And we're done here because we have more. So much more.
Mm.
So, in the next segment, I'm calling Thirsty X. Here
Uh-uh.
we go. My fiance inherited an abandoned strip club from her fave uncle. Her friends were foaming at the mouth with excitement about how they could bring this club up to code and let the money roll in. I spoke words of encouragement to my fiance's face, but I worked behind her back to destroy this dream. Why would I want my future wife to run a place like that? Question mark. Fiance asked me to file the licenses. I pretended to do it. To help tidy up, I would mop one area while putting a hole in the wall somewhere else. My overall goal was to make sure she failed, period. I was successful until her ex boyfriend connected with her on Facebook and offered to help. He got his sister and nephew to clean up the place and paint it. His friends did the street promo and hired the dancers. Her ex positioned himself as her business partner, and he got the liquor license and hired a security company, and she agreed to let him park his food truck on the lot. Long story short, the club is successful. My fiance and her ex are working closer together than ever. The dancers thought he was her husband. Mind you, I'm unemployed and she doesn't give me a job to do. Worse, she's not talking about our wedding plans anymore. I don't want to lose my woman to her thirsty ex. Advice: get a job. Get a job.
Why did
Get
you
a
write
job.
in? Sir, why did you write in? Because first of all, I don't know when he lost his job. But what wedding are you planning when you have no money? And when you saw that she inherited this business or this facility and was going to build it up and make it a legitimate club, since you had no job,
No job.
most smart men would have been like, yo, I'm going to be part of this because I need a job. So I need to
Let
be the
me
vice
help my
president.
future
Yeah.
wife
Yeah, I need to
to
be the
do
vice
something that
president.
could be successful.
Yeah, she's going to be the founder and CEO. I'm going to be the vice president of this place. Sir.
And now your concern is the ex and the fact that he showed up and showed out. And he's
Right.
got a business
Right.
because
So now he's making extra money from his food truck. And then he's also the co-partner of this club. And he's probably given jobs to his same sister and brother or whomever that helped
Thank
clean the
you.
club.
And you're sitting at home because you were
Yeah.
too worried about
Right.
the fact that you don't want your future
Right.
wife owning a place like that. But you have no
Yeah.
place to go because you don't have a job. That's what you should be worried about. The fact that
Yeah.
you
And
don't even have a
see,
place to 9 to 5. You don't have a
right.
place to 9 to 5. And
Right.
at this point, if she kicks you out, it sounds like you don't have a place either because it's likely you live with her.
Right. Like, to
Sad
me,
and
it
pathetic.
seems, yes, sad and pathetic. And this is what women talk about when they're like, some men really need to be left behind.
Behind.
Like, this is the behavior of a man who is not thinking.
That my fiance, and I don't have one, but my future fiance say, "Hey, babe, I just inherited X from the up inherited.
What do
Oh,
you
we
need
got
me to do? I'm really
an
good with
opportunity for us to
computers.
make money. It's already
Right.
zoned. It's already all of these things, and it's there, and
All
it
it
was
needs is
free.
the lights on and it needs to be clean. I will have all of my nieces and nephews in there to help clean it up.
The way my friends and I and everybody am calling in the Calvary to come and get this together, holding auditions because we are about to make some money. And worst case scenario, they bring it up to code, they get it together, and then they sell it to
Right.
another club owner.
Right. Like,
But
this is why Beyonce and Jay-Z are a thing. This is why Michelle and Barack are a thing. This is why you see the names I'm calling. Yes, I'm calling them because when one has a thought or a dream, the other one goes ahead with it. Marriage is a business, y'all.
I don't know how much. Okay, we're done. So you get a job. Good luck to your ex fiance that because she's about to be in her new business adventure,
I
and maybe her and her ex, who clearly is business minded, will come together and recreate an amazing
Right.
union because
And I
you're an
just want to
idiot.
say, Lord Jesus, please bless me with a man that comes through with an inheritance or old money so I can put my all into that business and also make money. Thank you. Amen.
Amen. And not a homosexual
No,
heavenly father
no,
because we're
he's
over
going
them.
to have a business of his own or an amazing job on his own that I didn't
Hallelujah.
have to help him get.
Amen. Well, we move on. We have one more before I go into our
Oh,
update, which is a very interesting one. I read it and I said, but here we go. In the final 6 round segment before the update, in a segment I'm calling Noni. Here we go. If I'm honest, I was bored and greedy. I linked with every member of my girlfriend's group except for Noni. Noni is quiet. She's into her art. She's poor, but she likes classy stuff. She always finds free days at the museum or whatever, and she's smart. Noni looks like a turtle, though, real talk. The round glasses, the curvy neck, the sphere body with no curves. She's so unattractive that I was drawn to her. Like, what does a turtle woman like this do for fun? Question mark. What kind of turtle panties she wear? Question mark. I was just fascinated. I paid her attention, took her out behind my girl's back, and got into those large beige cotton brief. I expected her to go wild on me, but Noni was a disaster in bed, and she nearly mutilated me with that snapping turtle BJ. I'm still in pain. I've ghosted her, but she's in love, I think, question mark. And she wants to date me publicly. I know this is my fault, but I refuse to go out in public with her. How do I calm her down or keep her quiet? Question mark. Help. You deserve no help.
Absolutely none. You made your bed. Lie in it, sir. Lie in it.
Let's
Here's something you
recall.
can do. Go tell your girlfriend everything that you did with her friends. That's
All of
my
her friends.
advice.
All of
Tell
them.
her all.
All of them.
Can I ask a question? And this is why men get the term of dog. Because you are admitting that you do not find this woman attractive.
I don't. Ooh.
You pointed out all the negative things about her looks.
Correct.
But you wanted her that bad.
Correct. Because she was just so unattractive. You needed to have her.
So what flex is it, sir? Where is the flex? I mean, I know that men and women think differently. But for instance, I'm not going to be with an unattractive man. It's one of my greatest pet peeves is ugly men.
Oh,
So,
you may both.
like, I will never. I don't know. Nope.
But he said he did care.
Right.
He
He needed
liked
to.
the fact that he wanted. I don't know what he liked actually. But we actually don't have any advice. I absolutely think Noni should go tell your girlfriend. I
Yes.
absolutely think Noni should contribute to helping to ruin your life that you've already ruined because of the fact that instead of being faithful, you've gone out
Yeah.
and not just slept with a bunch of women, slept with women who are close to the woman you lay
the
down
woman-
every night with.
Yeah.
You
It's
deserve nothing.
absolutely nothing. And I wonder if the girls, all the women know that each other have slept with him. Like, now they didn't write in, he wrote in, so he's the only person I can speak of. But, you know, sir, and if he's sleeping with her friends, who else is he sleeping with?
That part. Because he's clearly a piece of shit. Pardon my
Right.
language on the radio, everybody, but this type of stuff really makes me angry. Like, this stuff makes me so upset at the thought that this person would go ahead and do that type of bull crap to a woman he claims to love. So,
Yeah.
F him.
Yep. I hope his girlfriend finds out.
And leaves him.
Yeah.
Expeditiously,
And mash him
FTI,
up.
I would say. The end. Okay, we're done. So we have an update. And as usual, for those of you who have been here before, we're going to read the original story and then we're going to read the update. And this one, okay, Okay. So this one is called The Lie. Okay. My 11-year-old daughter told me my new wife is cruel to her. I only have my daughter monthly, so I confronted my wife. She denied. Came home and daughter had bruises, so I had wife arrested. Wife said, "You believe her over me?" Question mark. I ignored her cries. Next day, detective came to check camera. Wife hid in my daughter's room. My daughter bit and pinched herself. Wife left me. Update. Race is a factor. I am Italian. My child and her mother are Italian. My wife, Michelle, is Black. My ex was not thrilled that I married someone else, and especially that the woman I fell in love with is Black. My ex trained my daughter to hate Michelle. I thought it was the typical stepmom dynamic, but it was more than that. Michelle worked hard to win my daughter over, but nothing worked. Then the accusation started. My ex said my daughter came home in tears because Michelle hurt her feelings. Michelle denied it the entire time. Michelle was begging me to believe her, but I didn't. When I saw my daughter in tears with bruises on her face, I saw red. The police, also white, ignored Michelle when she said she had proof that she didn't touch my daughter. She was trying to go to my daughter's room to get the camera. But I blocked her and told the police to take her away. Michelle was so defeated. You believe her over me? Question mark. I said, F you. Of course I believe my child. She stopped crying like she was ready to get in the police's car because she knew she had proof. But when she looked at me, I could tell it was over. I moved into Michelle's condo when we were married, and through her attorney, she asked me to leave. I'll move in with a friend until I get settled. My ex couldn't be happier that my marriage is over. My daughter is a child, and she apologized for lying, but the damage is done. The last time I saw Michelle, I said, F you. Of course, I believe my child. I never gave her the benefit of the doubt, and that sickens me.
Well, that's sad. I was going to ask because, and this is of no offense to any of our white listeners, but let me tell you something about y'all that I learned as a very young girl. White women love to beat themselves up and blame it on other people. I've seen them do it to Black boyfriends, Black husbands, white husbands, and white boyfriends. They will do it to put you in jail.
And it's
So
and at
that's
this
what I was going
point,
to ask you. I'm like, is this kid white by chance? Because this is classic white woman behavior.
and to me, should the ex-wife not be charged for prodding her daughter to even do
To
that stuff?
commit
So
fraud.
you're telling your daughter to self-harm to break up her father's marriage to his new wife? Like, that's diabolical, and you need to lose
Indeed.
custody.
Indeed. She should not have a child. She could have done the same on a sense where it's like, I don't like that dude. Tell him that. Tell the police that he touched you. These are the kind of people that make it hard for real victims to, come forward because you're out here creating liars. She's a groomer. She groomed her daughter.
And that's
Prison.
a huge lie. Do you
Maybe
understand? It
yeah,
starts
but
with the
that
little
person.
things, and then she said, "You want to." You know what she probably said? "You want to get daddy back home. You want daddy to be back home so we can be a family. This is what you need to do when we can get rid of Michelle.
Mm-hmm.
Michelle is bad, and
Mm-hmm.
so daddy
Oh,
needs to be
yeah,
away from her
yeah.
bad."
Take a toy and hit yourself in the head with it a couple of times and bite your arm and, you know, do all these things to yourself.
And I understand, again, as a parent, this is why, again, being a step parent is a thankless job. I
Mm-hmm.
understand being a parent that your obligation is to your
To
child.
your child.
With that said, I think you owe it to the person you have decided to be your spouse and help you raise that child to, at the very least, give an explanation. At the very least. Because if she says, I have proof, at
Let's
least
see the proof.
I'd be like, what's the proof?
Yeah, where is
Even
it?
in
Let me
my
see
anger,
it.
what's the proof? Show me the proof.
Yeah, I would want
And
to
it could
know.
have,
But I want to see the proof. I'd be like, all right, the police are here. Let's follow her to where this proof is. I wouldn't
and if
have
she
just
has
let
proof, you deal with it. If she doesn't have proof, then you're a liar. Arrest
them,
her.
right. Because here's the thing too, and I don't know if it's because it's a man, and if she was beating the child, the behavior, he admitted she was doing everything to get the child to like
That
her.
part.
So
That part.
that's a different persona than someone that's beating the child. So that doesn't go together. So
At all.
yeah.
And I've been a step parent. And trust me, they do not.
So the common sense factor should have been enough to say, you know what, I'm angry, but let's investigate this more. What proof do you have? Because this doesn't make any sense to me.
And let me just also add, he said he had to move into Michelle's condo. And now you got to go move in with a friend.
Because you don't even
Be-
have first and last.
Because your
to go rent your
ex-wife
own
is
place.
probably bleeding you dry.
Yeah.
From the alimony and child support you have to give her. And
Right.
now, sir, you're going to owe so much more to Michelle because you got her
Yeah,
arrested.
she's taking him down for everything, as she should.
So my comment was, we ride for Michelle, and on behalf of all of us, F you.
Indeed.
Because what else is there to say to you?
Stupidness.
And again, I get it as a parent. As a parent, I get it.
Mm,
With that said, why are we choosing spouses that we do not trust to be around our children?
yeah, we've all got to do better when it comes to this sort of thing. Like, blended families is a serious thing. If you're not ready to do the blended family thing, and if you're not ready to, go ahead and be open-minded and listen, then why are you doing it? Because that's all that you're going to have to compromise. You're going to have to listen. You're going to have to give things a chance before you just go, well, yeah, she did it. Put
That
her in
part.
prison. I don't care.
That part. Exactly. Exactly. So if you guys are in a state that you cannot believe somebody that isn't the parent, then wait till the children are older. When I got married and got divorced, I think that was always part of it for me. I was like, I want my daughter to be older. I want her to be just in a different place. I don't want
Mhm.
that. And when I got engaged, again, my daughter was older
Yeah.
because I understood. So
Right.
anyhow, we're done here. F you, sir. And we're writing for Michelle. And Michelle, go get all of your coins.
Yes.
Sue the ex-wife. Sue the cops.
Yes.
Sue them all, girl. Get your coins. Get all
Get
of
your
them.
money. Get your
Get all
money.
that alimony. Get everything you need to get your pain and suffering. All of it. The embarrassment of being
It
let
does
out
look
of
bad.
handcuffs.
Yeah, because, the internet is a thing. And maybe if we were to really dig, we could probably find this story somewhere. And there are pictures of this poor woman being dragged into a police car. And she probably sounds like she's got herself together. She's got a
Thank
good
you.
job. She's got a place to live. So she was doing well on her own. So she
So
truly
fun.
married
But
for love, which is
thank you.
unfortunate.
Which is unfortunate for her. Anyways, we are done. Telly isn't here, but we want to thank you on behalf of all of us for watching, for listening. Thank you to those who are going to listen to us on the replay. Once again, we go
Yes.
live here on YouTube, on Instagram, and then at 7 p.m. on Radio Regent, Radio
Right.
Regent, syndicated through iHeartRadio. We go live at 7. So we thank you. We appreciate you. And we're out, as Telly likes to say, keep fit, and have fun. And hey, Twin Zinc, we saw you, we missed you. Goodbye. Au revoir. If this